is about the Charlotte Perkins play Gilman show, also known by her first married name. Charlotte Perkins Stetson was an American humanist, okay, and he born in 3rd July 1860 and died in 17 August 1935. Was an American humanist, novelist, writer, lecturer, advocate for social reform, and eugenicist. She was a utopian feminist and served as a role model for her future generation of feminists because of her unorthodox concepts and lifestyle. She has been inducted into the National Women's Hall of Fame. Her best remembered work today is her semi-autobiographical short story, The Yellow Wallpaper, which she wrote after a severe bout of postpartum psychosis. Okay. At one point, Gilman supported herself by selling soap door to door. After moving to Pasadena, Gilman became active in organizing social reform movements as uh, delegate. She represented California in 1896 at both the National American Women Suffrage Association convention in Washington, D.C. at, and the International Socialist and Labour Congress in London. In 1890, she was introduced to nationalist clubs movement which worked to end capitalism's greed and distinctions between classes while promoting a peaceful, ethical, and truly progressive human race. Published in the nationalist magazine, her poem Similar Cases was a satirical review of people who resisted social change, and she received positive feedback from critics for it. Throughout that same year, 1890, she became inspired enough to write 15 essays, poems, a novella, and a short story, The Yellow Wallpaper. Her career was launched when she began lecturing on nationalism and gained the public's eye with her first volume of poetry. In this Our World, published in 1893, as a successful lecturer who relied on giving speeches as a source of income. Her fame grew along with her social circle of similar-minded activists and writers of the feminist movement. Gilman's first book was Art Gems for the Home and Fireside, 1888. However, it was her first volume of poetry. In this Our World, 1893, a collection of satirical poems that first brought her recognition. During the next 2 decades, she gained much of her fame with lectures on women's issues, ethics, labor, human rights, and social reform. Her lecture tours took her across the United States. She often referred to these themes in her fiction. In 1894 to 95, Gilman served as editor of the magazine The Impress, a literary weekly that was published by the Pacific Coast Women's Press Association, formerly the Bulletin. For the 20 weeks the magazine was printed, she was consumed in the satisfying accomplishment of contributing its poems, editorials, and other articles. The short-lived paper's printing came to an end as a result of a social bias against her lifestyle, which included being an unconventional mother and a woman who had divorced a man. After a 4-month-long lecture tour that ended in April 1897, Gilman began to think more deeply about sexual relationships and economics in American life, eventually completing the first draft of Women and Economics 1898. This book discussed the role of women in the home, arguing for changes in the practice of child raising and housekeeping to alleviate pressures from women and potentially allow them to expand their work to the public sphere. The book was published in the following year and uh, propelled Gilman into the international spotlight. In 1903, she addressed the International Congress of Women in Berlin. The next year, she toured in England, the Netherlands, Germany, Australia, and Hungary. In 1903, she wrote one of her most critically acclaimed books, The Home, its work and influence, which expanded upon women and economics, proposing that women are oppressed in their home and that the environment in which they live needs to be modified in order to be healthy for their mental states. In between traveling and writing, her career was literary figure was secured. From 1909 to 1916, Gilman single-handedly wrote and edited her own magazine, uh, Foray, the Forerunner, in which much of her fiction appeared. By presenting material in her magazine that would simultaneously stimulate a thought, arouse hope, courage, and impatience, and express ideas which need a special medium. She acclaimed to go against the mainstream media, which was overly sensational. Over 7 years and 2 months, the magazine produced 86 issues, each 28 pages long. The magazine had nearly 1,500 subscribers and features were serialized works ads what Dianth did in 1910, the Cruix 1911, Moving the Monument 1911, and Highland. The, for, the Forerunner has been cited as being perhaps the greatest literary accomplishment of her long career. After its 7 years, she wrote hundreds of articles that were submitted to the Louisville Highland. Okay, the Baltimore Sun and the Buffalo Evening News. Her autobiography, The Living of Charlotte Perkins Gilman, uh, which she began to write in 1925, appeared posthumously in 1935. So this all about the work of Charlotte Perkins Gilman.